Meeting to order and welcome everybody to the August 13th, 2025 City of Henderson Board of Zoning Adjustment hearing. Sarah, may I get a roll call, please?
Okay, can I clarify with Tara that you can be present?
I can be present, but I'm just not going to participate.
Okay, and this is Tara Hunter, our new clerk.
Nice to meet you.
Mac Arnold,
Here.
Heather Knight. Here. Rob Turney,
Here.
Tara Hunter,
Here.
John Stroud.
Here. Present.
Thank you, Sarah. Mr. Davis, do you promise to tell the truth this evening?
I do.
Thank you so much. Our first appeal, Appeal 3539, will you bring that to our attention, please?
Certainly. Boza Appeal 3539 is submitted by Mike Chambers for the property located at 2505 Highway 60 East. The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to allow multifamily dwellings up to 8 units in an R2 zone pursuant to Article 12, Section 12.03B, Appendix A, Zoning Code, City of Henderson, Kentucky. This property is zoned R2. All adjoining property owners have been notified. We have not received calls concerning this appeal. The applicant, in filing their conditional use permit worksheet, states that the request of conditional use permit is justified because it is an essential use and that the proposed multifamily dwellings will offer much-needed affordable housing located on Highway 60. Conditions that would eliminate or minimize adverse effects of the proposed use in the zoning district are: the apartments will be built to current Kentucky building code, adequate off-street parking will be offered for tenants and guests, any watershed will be diverted and treated so that neighboring properties are not affected by it, a vegetative buffer will be installed to screen from neighboring residential properties, and the building will be aesthetically pleasing an aesthetically pleasing addition to Highway 60. Staff has reviewed the request, recommend approval. We forward the appeal to the board for your consideration and any further conditions that you deem appropriate.
Does this board have any questions for Mr. Davis? Any questions for Mr. Davis? If there are no questions for Mr. Davis, I would like to call the applicant or applicant's representative to the podium, please. Please sign in with your name and address. Please state your name.
Mike Chambers.
Mr. Chambers, is there anything that you'd like to add to Mr. Davis' testimony?
No.
Okay.
Really.
Does this board have any questions for Mr. Chambers? Any questions for Mr. Chambers?
Mike, the only thing that I'd like to get clarified, or some clarification on, is what type of vegetative, I mean, you're talking about a screening type tree or something. Can you kind of describe what you're planning on doing? And that may help some of, I know you don't have a screening plan yet because you hadn't been to the planning commission and all that, but.
I mean, it'll be an evergreen, you know.
Okay.
It won't be a deciduous tree. It'll be green year round.
Approximately how tall the planting?
They usually run 5 to 6 feet.
Okay. Okay.
Is that lot vacant right now?
Yes, ma'am.
It is. I thought it was, I wasn't for sure though, someone asked.
Any other questions for Mr. Chambers? Any other questions? If there are no other questions, Mr. Chambers, if you'd like to sit down.
Okay.
Is there anybody here for or against Appeal 3539? Anybody here for or against Appeal 3539? If there is nobody here for or against Appeal 3539, I will close the open forum.
I think there's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just got here. What about the screening? Is that the sides or the
You
back?
have to come up.
Please come up to the podium.
Yeah, I just got here.
Okay.
What about the screening?
Please sign in with your
Okay.
name and address.
It's Billy Joe Valls, 2424 Ann Drive.
Mr. Valls, do you promise to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Valls, please state your question.
Yes, I live on 2424. The back property of that apartments will be on my property line there. Is that screening going to be trees, or is that what you're talking about?
Okay. Mr. Valls, you've presented a question. I'm going to ask you to sit in the
Okay.
first row, first chair.
All right.
Mr. Chambers, would you please reapproach the podium and answer the question? I forgot to Mike, I forgot to say, will you promise to tell the truth?
Yeah, it's, I will.
Thank you.
So anyway, to answer your question, you got the trees, it's not gonna be shrubs. We're talking about trees. And John asked the question about how tall they're gonna be.
Yeah.
They rate them from 5 to 6, and that's what they're gonna be, like a evergreen, whether it's a Norway spruce or a, I don't know,
Mike,
Probably
I
a
think-
Norway
I
spruce.
think his question was, where will the screening be?
is that the
The back of
question?
the property, of my property and your
Well,
property.
I mean, you live back here, you've already,
Yeah, I've got
you
a
saw where
fence.
I've already put them along that one side.
Right, yeah.
So we'll probably just continue that on around.
Yeah.
I just hadn't had haven't had time to do it yet.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be the same, we'll keep it in symmetry with what we already have.
Yeah.
Just come on around with it. Yeah.
But, I've got a wooden fence, but the neighbors have got a chain link.
Hang on, hang
Oh, I'm
on.
sorry.
We have to alternate
Oh, I'm
to the
sorry.
podium
My
because
bad.
there's a
You come up here
microphone.
with it, man, it's, I mean, we can,
Okay,
yeah, so I mean,
okay.
here, I get it,
Okay.
I get the question.
okay.
And to answer his question, it's gonna be a screening, and you live there. You
Yeah.
you saw where we put the trees in.
On the
right-
sides.
On the side. It's gonna come right around coming on around. And the reason why that we won't go up the hill to your north is because that's like a mature hedge that stays green year round, and it's like 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna touch it. It's gonna be, that'll keep them screened.
Yeah.
We'll put screening in for you, and the other side has already been screened.
Okay. What about the chain link fence? That's yours or mine?
To be honest with you, I don't really know.
Yeah, I want to get rid of that. But I've got a wooden fence. My neighbors don't have nothing but a chain link to separate the property.
I
So
mean-
who's liable for that?
I'll be a good neighbor, whatever we can do to help you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we're back there and if you don't want the chain link fence there and we can help you do something with it,
Yeah.
I will. But I'll just want to be a good neighbor.
Yeah. But what, those stumps on the fence line chain, are y'all going to take those up?
That's a 25-foot setback on the back, right?
Yep.
It's a 25-foot setback. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
When you have stumps like that, and you got saplings and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to. We got to put like you can't dig them up because they're so, it'd just be like a humongous.
Yeah, this big tree.
So
Yeah.
it'll be like what do you call it?
There's a
Like
coating you put on them. so
well,
they-
no, it's a grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Step
grind
grinder,
down.
step
Yeah,
grinder.
grind them
Yeah,
out.
you
Like,
grind
yeah,
it down.
yeah. I've done
And
my
then you
trees
make-
like that
yeah,
in the front
and you
yard.
level it out,
Yeah.
put topsoil back in it.
Okay.
And then we'll put the trees in.
Okay. But the chain link fence is, and Miss Corrine's is all messed up, or stuff fell on it, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, and then I don't know what my neighbor Casey's gonna do next door, but I don't need, mine's,
Wooden.
but no, the chain link, it was, when they took some trees down, it tore the gate up. I don't even need it, because I didn't know if Dick owned that chain link or what. He put a gate in it, he said years ago, so. I
Is
didn't
there
know.
any way to know who?
But you'll clean that, some way we'll clean it up, and your tree stumps will be gone, you'll grind them down.
You gotta,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
we're putting a nice development in there, and it's gonna be
Okay.
a nice deal. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, I'm not gonna go in there and leave,
Okay.
yeah, I'll work with you, man, I'll be in there.
Corrine, you need to ask anything? I'm done asking, so.
Can I,
Thank you so
stand
much.
up for still, or can I sit down?
Mike, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mike, your apartments are always so nice.
Well, I mean, I appreciate it.
Ma'am, if you can sign in with your
Okay.
name and address,
All right. Corrine Kellogg.
please state your name.
Corrine Kellogg.
Ms. Kellogg, do you promise to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and your question is?
I was mainly wondering about if there's the hill, down from 60.
Right.
If there's would there be any chance of water coming down there into my property?
So this is, we gotta go through all like Matt Calvert and Bart, we have to submit to the other people a water control, water discharge, so nothing's gonna go on your property.
Okay.
But at this particular meeting, that will be addressed, but not here.
Okay.
And there's like a retention basin that's gonna be there, but we have to submit that to the other people, other than these people, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, I live directly across from the property that you're going to build on.
Yeah, no, we have to go through a stormwater. whatever.
Retention and
Yeah.
treatment.
That's all gotta be, yeah, we'll take care of that.
Okay, all right,
This
thank
is
you.
This is strictly for the setback.
Thank you, okay.
Or conditional use, yes. Oh, yes, yes, this is a conditional use for multifamily dwelling.
Can I sit down? You're going to stay?
There's one more.
Okay.
Okay. If you'll also sign in with your name and address, please. Mike, thank you for your patience.
Yeah, man.
He's a patient guy.
Yeah, no.
Nancy Hamilton. I also live at 2424 Ann Drive.
Okay.
And
Ms.
my-
Hamilton, do you promise to tell the truth?
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much.
My concern at the moment is the, the lack of attention that has been given to the property since our last meeting. It's grown up. There are weeds probably 5 feet above our 6-foot fence. Nobody's been back there to do anything. So when I look out my window, all I see is like 12-foot weeds all over that whole entire lot. So isn't there some
I'm sorry,
sort of
that's-
ordinance or something that,
There is, but this board is not charged with that.
okay?
This board is charged with reviewing the conditional use permit for up to 8 units.
Okay,
With that, Steve, who would you?
It's a property maintenance, yeah.
For code
So-
oh my gosh,
Code enforcement.
code enforcement board. But, Mike, is there something you can do to alleviate our concerns about that?
Well, here's what you could do. You could go back there and weed eat it, or you could go back there and spray Roundup on it. But the question that this gentleman here asked is what we're going to do with it's kind of the same kind of thing what you're asking. So if you cut down a tree and you got saplings that come up around the base of the tree, that will be gone when you take the stump grinder in there and take all that out and put topsoil down through there. So that'll take care of the weed problem that you're talking about. But you could go in there and weed eat it.
well,
tomorrow.
I mean, I don't know how long your process is, but I'm sick of looking at it.
Well, I'm trying to get to where we're going. So, but if you want me to go over there and have somebody weed eat that, we will, while we're getting this process along the way.
So basically what this meeting is that the last meeting when his request was denied, so now this,
It wasn't
Okay.
denied.
was it denied or it was
It was withdrawn.
retabled
Withdrawn.
or
Withdrawn.
whatever?
And it was withdrawn because it did not meet a certain element of code.
Okay.
But what he is presenting to us is an 8-unit dwelling.
Okay,
And our code says that if he's going to do an 8-unit dwelling, he has to come to us and explain to us that he's doing an 8-unit dwelling, and that's a conditional use, and then we give him permission. And then beyond that, he goes to other boards to get for the water, for various other things. Property maintenance is handled by a different arm of Henderson. A different group of people in Henderson handle property maintenance. What I'm hearing Mike say is, yeah, he's willing to do some property maintenance, and I don't want to put words in Mike's mouth, but once construction starts, property maintenance is going to be obvious. Mike, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I want to get started in there more than you do to take down the weeds that you're talking about, but there's just a process that you have to go through to get to that point, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
To get construction started.
Exactly.
And to get all of these approvals lined up before he can get construction equipment in there, that has to happen.
okay, so, I mean, is the layout that he talked about at the last meeting, is it exactly the same?
No.
No.
The layout has changed since the last meeting.
Okay.
This is the new layout that you see on the board.
It's kind of hard, if you don't know what that is, I don't know what that is.
The yellow is where the apartment buildings will lay on the property,
Okay,
and the white is the driveways. And the blue is the retention pond, Mike?
That's right, yeah.
okay. So there won't be the garages that were the big issue at the last
Ms.
meeting?
Hamilton, I think that your problem is noted, and I know the person that also handles the code enforcement part of it, property maintenance, is sitting in this room too. And I'm sure he will get with Mike and kind of have it cleaned up, just
Yeah, because it's
If they are that tall,
it's a disaster.
Construction is construction, but Mike's kind of had a delay on this because of the last meeting, and then he's got to go through the planning commission still, and that's a process, so I understand his problem, but I understand yours, and
Yeah.
I think the property maintenance code would handle all your concerns, but I think Mike, after hearing this, probably will take care of it anyway. Is that a fair statement, Mike?
You just took the words out of my mouth.
All right,
Does that help you? Okay.
yes, thank you.
Is it down there?
Thank you. Is there anybody here to speak for or against Appeal 3539? Anybody here to speak for or against Appeal 3539? If there is nobody here to speak for or against Appeal 3539, I'll close the open forum and ask for a motion, please.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make that motion if you don't mind.
Please,
Is that okay with you?
please.
I move that we grant Appeal 3539 for conditional use permit to build multifamily dwellings up to 8 units in an R2 zone for the property located at 2505 US Highway 60 East, with the conditions, obviously, that the apartments will be built according to Kentucky Building Code, adequate off-street parking will be offered for tenants and guests. Mike has already stated, any watershed will be diverted and treated so that the neighboring properties will not be affected. A vegetative buffer will be installed to screen the neighboring residential property of evergreens between 5 and 6 feet tall at planting. And the buildings will be aesthetically pleasing addition to Highway 60, and that the conditional use permit is conditioned upon approval of the Planning Commission.
Second.
Is there any further discussion among this board? Any further discussion?
Johnny, you
Oh,
want to?
I do want to add one more thing, if you don't mind.
Okay, please.
That this conditional use permit is for the current property owner, and that the evidence presented showed that the granting of the requested conditional use permit is justified because it is an essential use in that it provides additional housing units into Henderson, Kentucky, 42420.
Matt, can you amend? Thank you.
Sorry.
Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? There is no further discussion. I'll ask for a vote.
Mac,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Appeal 3539 has been granted in your favor, Mr. Chambers. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening. Appeal 3540. Mr. Davis, can you bring that to our attention, please?
Yes. Appeal 3540 is unique in that they're asking for a variance and a conditional use at the same time, so I will go through both, and then if you have any questions.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Appeal 3540 is submitted by JTCT Holdings for the property located at 128 Second Street. Applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to allow placement of a shipping container for commercial use in the Central Business District pursuant to Article 20, Section 2003Q, Appendix A zoning code, City of Henderson, Kentucky. The property is zoned CBD. All adjoining property owners have been notified. We did receive calls concerning this appeal. The applicant, in filling their conditional use permit worksheet, states that the requested conditional use permit is justified because it is an essential use in that the container will be fabricated to be a stage, adding a live music experience for customers and people downtown, promoting a safe, family-friendly environment for that experience. Conditions that would eliminate or minimize adverse effects of the proposed unit in the zoning district are that would create a venue for a live music experience, that would be able to use the vessel for storage in the winter. Container would be painted to match the exterior of the building and complement surrounding area, and it would be designed and built to accommodate life safety and building code. Staff has reviewed the request. We forward the appeal to the board for your consideration and any further conditions that you deem appropriate. On the variance portion, JTCT has submitted this for the property located at 128 2nd Street again. The applicant is requesting a 5-foot variance to place an accessory structure closer than 10 feet from a primary structure pursuant to Article 4, Section 4.24F. This property is zoned, again, CBD. Notices were sent out, and we did receive calls. Strict application of the provisions of the zoning ordinance impose an unnecessary hardship on the applicant or deprive the applicant of reasonable use of the land. The owners would like to create a venue for entertainment for the clients. Special circumstances they state in the worksheet are: the granting of the variance will not affect public health, safety, or welfare, in that the owner is creating an outdoor venue off of the public street. 2, the granting of the variance will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, in that this will help the downtown area be more inviting to guests. 3, the granting of the variance will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, in that the hours of operation will be ending at 10 p.m., therefore no noise complaints at late at night. The granting of the variance will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the zoning ordinance, in that we are placing an accessory structure 5 feet from the primary structure. The staff has reviewed the request and submit the request for the board's consideration and action.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Certainly.
Any questions for Mr. Davis? Any questions for Mr. Davis? If there are no questions for Mr. Davis, I'll invite the applicant or applicant's representative to the podium. Please sign in with your name and address. Please state your name.
Casey Todd.
Mr. Todd, how are you related to JTCT Holdings?
One of the partners.
Thank you.
One of two
I
partners.
do that for the audio record. Is there anything that you would like to add to Mr. Davis's testimony?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Does this board have any questions for Mr. Todd?
I guess, Casey, the only thing with these shipping containers, you know, they require a lot of maintenance as far as the metal, and I know you'll take care of it, take care of any painting, rusting, things like that.
Right.
So,
It is, we actually went through that process. It is actually not much cheaper to get a brand new one than it is a used one these days. I thought I could find a steal for a used one, and that's not the case.
yeah.
So we are, would like to plan to buy a brand new one, so.
Where exactly is the shipping container going in?
It's
I
this,
see that, I'm just.
so it was the old parking, lot of, right next to Homer's.
Okay.
Is it going to be permanently?
Yes, it'll have to be permanently anchored, just for concerns of kind of uplift and things like that there in that area, so.
So it's going to go, I heard Max say, on a concrete foundation?
Yeah, concrete foundation is actually already poured and prepared. We still plan to put the container there if it gets approved. Obviously, we'll build some sort of structure on that foundation if it's not approved, but that's the idea.
And this was something that was added into the zoning book,
It's relatively new, isn't it?
relatively new, since it's not in the copies of our book.
Mhm. Yeah, I had,
Find out that Q was added.
yes.
So,
Just for my own curiosity,
edification.
are you going to cut the whole front of it out and have it open on the front? or-
Yeah, I've got a nice example of it.
Now, if you
can't
present
show us,
that,
or we'll have to keep your
yeah,
phone.
if you present it to us, we have to have it. We have to have it.
Tell us
I
about
don't want to give you my
Yeah.
phone.
it. Just describe it.
Just
but,
verbal.
but yes,
Verbally.
I understand. Yeah, it's kind of cutting a hole in the side. Would like to have kind of a stage that would continue out, you know, from that, and then also be able to close that area up as well. That way it can
Oh.
be secured, and then also like used for storage. Obviously.
Okay, so you'll have the front like hinged, so
Yep.
it opens?
Yes,
and
sir.
it closes?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. And like I said, just
So it's a
multi-use. Wintertime, we want to try to store, you know, furniture, audio equipment, and things in there as well.
And-
So there will be no flammable materials like gasoline, things like that.
You're not gonna store fireworks in there, right?
No,
No fireworks.
not a big firework fan.
Making sure we're not gonna blow up downtown.
Well, and you laugh about that, but the central business district is a very protected area
Yes.
because of the old building.
Yeah.
So,
Understood.
you know, you have to really watch things like that. Casey's done a good job.
On something like this, and Steve, on something like this, as a building, is it, do we govern this, or is code applied to this as a building, in the sense, will it have fire protection in it?
It's accessory, isn't it?
It doesn't necessarily require fire protection in it. There will be, I mean, a 1 hour separation is typical. It is Corten steel, which is a galvanized marine steel, and that does have a fire rated, or a fire resistance. So I believe it would probably meet the 1 hour rating.
Okay. Is there any unique code that goes along with shipping containers that,
Well, one thing, and I've already talked to the owners, that when you manipulate the container, it is one unit. You do need to have it engineered so that, one, for safety, for life egress, et cetera. But so that's something that we probably would require.
okay,
Also, the tie down that he's already mentioned is, an anchoring is required as well.
okay.
So it is a, I mean, not far from the river, and we do know there's a lot of wind and, you know. So it is one thing that we would probably require. Or we will, I mean, I've already talked to you about
I'm
that,
guessing
so.
in case you don't want no shipping container flying around downtown, so.
We have bigger problems with that.
Well, and
The buildings will be moving too.
the documents that I have show a plan view. Do we have I've lost my words today. A front view. An
elevation.
An elevation view.
Of course I do, but I can't share it with you.
Oh, okay, because it's on your phone.
You're gonna keep my phone.
As keep your phone.
I think we have that on record, don't we?
Okay,
Casey?
as an
Should.
elevation view.
I believe it was sent with
as-
the rest of
as-
the files. It's not a, there's actual nice visual representation of it as well. And
we
I'm
have-
not sure if you have that on that.
Lamar, what we have is from Lamar.
Okay,
So
my-
whatever you sent with
my-
that,
For the building.
My question is, we've got proper stair and handrails in and out of it.
they're not necessary.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
that low.
It's not
Okay.
high off the ground.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, is it elevated off the ground at all?
It is elevated, but I think it's like 7 inches below the 8 inch. You know,
You're fine.
It's not
step.
enough to warrant.
It'd be 30 inches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casey, that's a cool idea. I think that's a
You should.
cool
Don, do we
idea.
need to do these in a specific order?
Well, they're dependent upon each other.
I know, that's what I was asking.
So, I mean, I think that, you know, if you could actually do one motion on the appeals, since they are dependent, it's one appeals number, and they're dependent, but you gotta get it all in if you do one. But they are dependent, like, he can't have the variance unless he gets the conditional use, and he can't get the conditional use unless he gets the variance, so. I think you can do it all in one, because they're dependent upon each other, but you gotta get all of your facts in one, or you can do them and just state separately, but you gotta state that it's dependent upon.
So
Don't-
the land use restrictions broken into
Right.
conditional use.
Dawn, would it be cleaner to do it as two motions, or?
Probably easier for
Okay.
us.
Probably less complicated?
We can do,
We-
we'll do two, but we've got to make sure that you put it in there, if you're going to approve it, that they're conditioned upon each other.
I
Okay,
would approve the conditional use
Use
first.
first.
okay. Are there any other questions for Mr. Todd? If there are no other questions, Mr. Todd, you may be seated. Is there anybody here to speak for or against Appeal 3540? Anybody here to speak for or against Appeal 3540? If there is nobody here to speak for or against Appeal 3540, I would like to have a motion on the conditional use of 3540.
Okay.
I'll make a motion. I move that we grant appeal 3540 for a conditional use permit to place a shipping container for commercial use in the CBD zone for the property located at 128 Second Street with the conditions of, that it has the proper tie downs or anchors, and that it is aesthetically pleasing to the neighborhood or district. I'm not sure what I'll put in there. A little confusing. that it meet all building and safety codes. And it is contingent upon the approval of the variance. Conditional use permit is for the current property owner, and that the evidence presented show that the granting of the requested conditional use permit is justified because it is an essential use, and that the container will be fabricated to be a stage adding live music experience for customers and people downtown, promoting a safe, family, and friendly environment.
Second. Could I add something to your
Yes.
motion?
Let me say this. Is there any further discussion on the motion, and then you may amend the motion?
Okay. I would like
okay.
to add
Is-
something if that's okay. In that, granting the conditional use, it will create a unique venue for music in the CBD that will enhance the overall quality of life in Henderson.
May I get a second on the amendment?
Second.
Counselor, do we need to vote collectively or individually?
You need to vote individually.
Okay.
You've got two motions out now.
Okay, may I get a vote on the amendment?
Mike,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
May I get a vote on the original?
On the-
Mike,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Sorry about that, I'm a victim of Robert's Rule of Orders.
That's why we have.
Now we need his variance.
Mr. Todd, we have granted,
No, we need his variance.
okay, I was going to tell him that we have granted the conditional use permit. Okay, now may I get a motion on the variance?
Sorry.
Okay, I'll go. I move that we grant appeal 3540 for a 5-foot variance to place an accessory structure closer than 10 foot from the primary structure for the property located at 128 Second Street.
May I get a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion on the motion?
Oh, I gotta finish right now.
Yeah.
Saying that.
Okay.
She hasn't given the.
Yeah, I gotta do the findings of fact.
Okay,
These findings,
retract your motion and
No,
redo
she
it.
just asked it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
these findings are based on the fact that is that a file, Dawn, that the lot was platted prior to, okay. That the lot was platted and built on prior to the adoption of the zoning ordinance. And the evidence presented showed that the granting of this appeal will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, and that it will create a venue for live music experience. We will be able to use the vessel for storage in the winter. The container will be painted. Yeah, I'll go with that. Oh, man, sorry. Let me switch that. Will not affect public health, safety, welfare, and that the owner is creating an outdoor venue off the public street. The granting of the variance will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity, in that it will help the downtown area be more inviting to guests. The granting of the variance will not cause a hazard, a nuisance to the public, and that the hours of operation will begin at 10 p.m., therefore no noise complaints late at night. The granting of the variance will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the zoning ordinance, in that we are placing an accessory structure 5 foot from the primary structure.
Second, please. Did I get a second? Second, okay. Any further discussion? Yes, John?
I would like to add something to that, too.
Amend the motion.
That the granting the variance of the storage unit for metal, and it will not be used for storing flammable liquids, which would be a danger in the central business district area, and that obviously it will be maintained to be rust-free.
Second on the amendment? Thank you. Vote on the amendment?
Mike,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Vote on the original motion?
Mike,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Mr. Todd, the variance has been granted in your favor, therefore, Appeal 3540 in its entirety has been granted in your favor. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh, you squeaked by, Casey.
Just barely.
He is, like,
You just got enough votes to get it.
he likes to set precedents in him.
Our next appeal, Appeal 3541. Mr. Davis, can you bring that to our attention, please?
Yes. Appeal 3541 is submitted by Comer Properties LLC for the property located at 224 11th Street. Applicant is requesting a 3-foot 6-inch side yard setback variance for a new single-family residence pursuant to Article 27, Schedule of Regulations, Schedule A, Appendix A zoning code of the City of Henderson, Kentucky. The property is zoned R2. Notices were sent to surrounding neighbors. We did receive calls concerning this appeal. The variance worksheet states that there are special circumstances for this particular lot that make it different from other lots in the same zone. The shape or shallowness of the lot makes it impossible to meet the required setback and still maintain a reasonable building area. Strict application of the provisions of the zoning ordinances impose an unnecessary hardship on the applicant or deprive the applicant of reasonable use of the land. The lot was platted and built on prior to the adoption of the zoning ordinance. The existing structure does not meet current setbacks, and the proposed new residence is a reasonable and expected use for the property. Special circumstances they state in their worksheet are: the granting of the variance will not affect public health, safety, or welfare in that the new structure will be built to current code. The granting of the variance will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity in that we will be increasing the property value and general aesthetic of the neighborhood. 3, the granting of the variance will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public in that all watershed will be contained on the lot and adequate off-street parking will be provided. Number 4, the granting of the variance will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the zoning ordinance in that we will be removing a dilapidated structure and building a new needed housing on a narrow lot. Staff has reviewed the request, recommend approval, and submit the request for the board's consideration and action.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Does this board have any questions for Mr. Davis? Any questions for Mr. Davis? If there are no questions for Mr. Davis, will the applicant please approach the podium, sign in with your name and address? Please state your name.
Cody Comer.
Mr. Comer, do you promise to tell the truth?
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to add to Mr. Davis's testimony?
Don't believe so.
Okay. Does this board have any questions for Mr. Comer?
Is this gonna be a rental property, or you gonna live there?
It is. For now it is. My goal is actually a long-term, if I can convince my wife. Once we decide to downsize, we spend the money now and build this rental property, rent it out, ideally pay for it over the long term, and then downsize to downtown into that house.
Mr. Comer, one of the things that we look at is gutters and rainwater runoff. The house, typically, you're not going to be changing, I assume you're not going to be changing the direction the gutter flow off the house, but the garage, I assume you're going to, how are you going to gutter the house or the garage to make sure your rainwater runoff is not going to affect your neighbors?
On this one that is a new build, I'm actually going to put gutters on it.
Oh,
it currently does not have gutters.
Oh, okay.
It really doesn't have much of a soffit to speak of either. And that really is why we're asking for the variance on the side.
It's gonna make the water better.
Everything about it's going to be better.
Most all of it goes to the back to the alley and then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to, I'm asking, will you be directing the water to the back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cody, I guess my only question, I talked to Steve about it a little bit earlier. I know the property next door has a driveway.
Yes.
The Dr. Farmer, Dr. Barnett's building. The 4.6 feet, if you go to 5 foot, it frees you up as far as, fire rating and windows, openings, things like that. If you would, you can get this variance, but then when you start to build it, that'll be
Yes.
Steve's thing,
So we've kind of discussed this, and I am open to going to 5 feet. It is 4'6"
Now.
from the property now, and it has no soffit.
No.
So it's exactly how it is.
It's straight.
Obviously, I've got 9 feet on one side, and I know I've got to be 8 feet on that other side. I'd like to build it as big as I can,
Yeah.
but with that soffit overhang, we go drip edge to drip edge for the footprint.
Yeah.
I'm now taking 2 feet off for a 1 foot on each side.
6-inch overhangs with, still put you 5 feet there and still have 8 feet.
It would, and this is another thing I brought up to Steve. This house is 26'8" right now with no soffit or overhang. I've been looking at 24-foot house plans.
Yeah.
So my house plan essentially is 26 foot. And I think I could get that. I think I could get it down if I needed to, but that 26 really gives me
Yeah.
ample amount of actual square footage
I was
to.
just looking at, because
Yeah.
you go less than that and you have opening problems,
Yeah.
windows on that side, bedrooms.
Yep.
Is this gonna be two-story, one-story?
Well, so we don't have a set house plan at this time. I really wanted to get an idea of what I can and cannot build. Originally, whenever I asked about building on this property, we decided, or we were kind of pursuing building in the same footprint and not getting a variance. I wanted to fill in the back where it's got that little kick out. It would have made my house 24 feet wide by 40, or 26 drip edge to drip edge by 44 feet. But because we have to stay inside of the footprint, the actual footprint, I would have had to do that notch out. And that just did not allow for me to do a house plan that was really
No extra room.
no extra room. I could go up, but it'd be a little bit of a funky house plan, to be honest.
Probably didn't have a crawl space or much room.
No, and I can assure you, Steve has seen the property, and I think he can vouch that it is dilapidated. It is ready to be torn down. I wanted to make sure that whether I got the variance or essentially no, you can't have it and it needs to stay in the footprint, that I was going to tear it down pretty quick after this, because it does seem to be a little bit of a safety hazard and an eyesore.
The wall moves.
I can, if you want to see it after the meeting, I've got a video where I shut the door and jiggled it, and the whole front wall section is moving. The house doesn't have a year that it was built. It says 0 on the PVA. I'm telling you, yeah, it's rough. Rough.
30, I think longer than 30.
Well, probably longer than that.
Mr. Comer, you're looking at getting approval for this footprint, but you may actually be smaller than this footprint when all's said and done?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and I told Steve, I think our best bet is to do one that has a detached garage. We could always do the garage afterwards, on down the line, to save a little bit of money now and upfront cost. But the house itself, 59 length would be the absolute maximum.
Realize that these have a evergreen, or these are not evergreen approvals. If you don't start on them in time, they time out, don't they?
1 year.
The variance?
Oh, no, not, the variance doesn't.
So we're getting rid of the footprint. We're just, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Variances don't time out, but conditional uses do.
Yeah.
That's all the questions I have. I don't have any.
Any other questions for Mr. Comer?
No.
Any other questions? Mr. Comer, you may sit down.
I think Mac built several around it, too.
Yeah.
And I have to go through this. Anybody here to speak for or against 3541? Anybody here to speak for or against Appeal 3541? I don't see Buzzy moving, so anybody here to speak for or against Appeal 3541? If not, I will close the open forum and ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant appeal number 3541 for a 3-foot 6-inch side yard variance for a new home for property located at 224 11th Street, with the conditions, there's, no conditions, but, that it will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare, and that it will be a new structure, will not affect the essential character of the general vicinity, in that it is replacing an old house with a current new structure, will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public, because it is creating off-street parking, which I don't believe this lot has now, and it will not allow an unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning ordinance, because the actual substandard lot exists today, and it was built on and platted prior to the adoption of the current zoning ordinances. That's all I've got.
May I get a second? Any further discussion? Heather, here's your opportunity.
I'm not gonna fire back.
Any other discussion? If there is no other discussion, I'll ask for a vote.
Mac,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes, ma'am.
John.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Comer. Appeal 3541 has been granted in your favor. Thank you for your time. Is there any other business to come before this board this evening?
Do we have approval of minutes?
Yes. That's next on the agenda.
John, you have to wait.
Any other business? There is one element of business I'd like to bring before the board. Our next meeting is September 10th. I will not, that's my wife's birthday. I will not be here, so if we want to do.
Can she come instead?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if we want to do an alternate day, I throw that out there in case we want to do an alternate day.
Is there a problem with anybody else? Because as long as we have
That's a
three.
long time from now, Sarah.
Okay,
You don't have your
I could probably answer it like next week.
okay. Do you want to play it by ear? Okay,
I mean, I have to advertise so early.
okay,
that
okay. I'll leave
We
it at
don't have
that.
any appeals.
Okay. And then lastly, meeting minutes of July 9th, 2025. May I get a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept this.
Second.
Second? Vote?
Yes.
Let me find that sheet.
Yes.
Okay, Mac,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
John.
Unanimous. All right, so yes, twice.
And Mac made the motion?
Yes.
Motion to
John
adjourn.
seconded?
Second.
Happy.
I want to vote on it.